Morning, everybody. Well, welcome back to the home build. Today is the day we're going to do installing the septic system, the ATT system. We're going to install the pump chamber, we're going to install the ATT system and the septic system, all three, so in the hole. So you're here to watch the video and watch a little bit of the process, the stages, show you what's inside the tanks, what they're all about. Best I know, and I got Best Septic out on site to do the install. They're the professionals. I'm a homeowner, I'm a carpenter. I don't do this for a living, but I want to show you what the process is for the install. So sit back, relax, and enjoy, and let's get started. Here, Best Septic installed the tank, the ATT system and the pump chamber, and started backfilling with gravel. They made sure that the strapping of the septic tank was anchored down to some concrete blocks. That helps keep the tank itself from floating out. And as they're backfilling, leaving the track hole in the same spot, they're backfilling with gravel so it uniformly fills around all the voids, and then also reaching around and grabbing soil and filling above. So they only need to fill with gravel at the base and then soil above it, but they went ahead and started probably 3/4 of it is getting backfilled with the gravel. All right, what do we got going here now? We got putting in the risers, the pump chamber. What kind of glue you're using, Nick?
Two-part. I don't know what it's called. It's called two-part. You gotta mix this component B. With that.
One-time use. So if it's two components, it's epoxy then, yeah?
Yep, it's two-part epoxy.
And we got the ATT chamber. It's kind of a cone shape, inner layer, and the round tank on the outside. And that pipe flows into the pump chamber, filling up with water so we don't float it out of the ground, right? Some other components got a little riser, so we're gonna raise it up about 2.5 feet. That way it's the natural grade of the ground's gonna be that top layer, not where the grass is, but the upper layer sloping down to the side here. So we gotta raise it up to that height. Down here underneath we got the tank. Clean out and that sort of thing, and I got it to a low enough grade. The house is going to be quite a bit higher. You can see that batter board up there, that's finished floor, so it's going to be quite a bit higher, but I needed it this far away and down so a future shop I can gravity feed into the tank. This only needs to be 10 feet off of the exterior of the house, but at 10 feet it would have been so much higher, or I had to have a hole so much deeper to be able to have my shop go to it. So this is where we're at. want to explain one more time what all
Sure.
this stuff is?
You get the pump down there, and you got your quick disconnect, so when the maintenance guy comes, all he has to do is close the ball valve, because the line will always be under pressure. Nothing will flow back from the drain field, and then you can use the quick disconnect, the union, pull the pump when he wants to come every 6 months and clean that on a maintenance contract, pull the whole pump out, wash it down, connect it back again, raise the floats, test the system by sending water out to the drain field. And then right around somewhere in here will be your splice box.
What's this here?
This is just a handle for them to grab. This is normally sitting right here when we don't have a riser. So I used to not do that, and then the guys would come and have to do this, and it wasn't fun. So we gave them a little extension just to grab it.
And so you got the rise and lower.
Yep.
For the shut off for the pump. Or the
You got
upper and
you
lower?
got your low water, which that's a B float. It should always be up. Low water will so that actually sends an alarm when it falls down. Purpose for that is if a float is caught and that float is all the middle float, which is the on-off float, is always up. It tells you, hey, so the pump isn't continually running. So it's called a low water float. So that operates differently. That when it falls down, the alarm goes up. And then the middle float should always sit right about here, horizontal with the water level. And then as water comes in here and it goes up, it's a little cylinder with a ball bearing in there. It rolls, hits a contact switch, and sends water up. And then the other one is a high water alarm. If the middle float ever fails or the pump breaks, and that goes above the second float, when that other one should always be hanging down, when that goes up, that sends an alarm to your house and say, hey, come check it before this gets up to here and above the splice box, and we can do a flow change.
Right on.
So operating level in this is going to always be horizontal with the middle float should be sitting there. It might go down a little bit, but not below the bottom float.
Cool.
It comes out of there, goes into the aeration tank. It's always constantly sending with the compressor and the agitator always bubbling 24 hours a day, building up oxygen.
And that's what the little pipe's for, is for air?
That is a 1/2 inch air line can hook up to the compressor.
That's what the air vent's for.
Yeah. It's always just circulating, creating oxygen, thus creating more. Better for bacteria growth.
All right, the Best Septic got all their work done yesterday, and so I just wanted to show you the things that they got completed. And here's our drain line going up to our drain field. And yesterday they were filling up the tanks with water, and it took about half the time because we got quite a good water pressure here. Since I installed a 1-inch line to the house, it creates a lot of volume, so they were pretty surprised about it. All right, here's a look at the pump chamber. You can see that the water, after filling up with the hose, we've got it up to the upper float, and when that gets powered up, which today sometime, the electrician should be coming out to hook this up. We're gonna have a control panel temporarily right up here and running power to it, but that upper float should be down, and the one below it, the middle one, if it's up, it kicks on and it drains this. So You can see right here's the connection between our drain pipe. Right here, got a shut off, quick connect, and down to a pump down there. This here is for the floats, just for the floats, and that sort of thing. So we'll head up to the drain field and take a look at that. So yesterday, I was, there used to be a trench right here, if you recall, but as I've been busy backfilling that, and when I'm backfilling, I'm very conscious of the pipe. If you just throw dirt right on top of that pipe, you could crush the pipe, you could break the pipe, that sort of thing. So you can see the gravel that I got here. So I covered it and embedded it in that gravel, kind of like this pipe is right now. And that's so when I backfill, I'm not damaging any of those pipes and those joints and that sort of thing. So this right here is the distribution box. And you can see our two drain lines, two 75-foot long drain lines, perfectly level, if not slightly sloping away from the drain box. It's got a black perforated pipe inside the you can actually kind of see it right here. Black perforated pipe inside the foam, and the netting that keeps the soil and that sort of thing out of it, and it also allows it to drain properly. So I think we'll go ahead and open this up just to kind of give a shot of a look at what that looks like. Looks like I need to get an Allen wrench, so a different bit. So I can let you have a look at that. And we got our pipe. So one pipe from the pump chamber comes up here, comes in right there, and then we have it separates into two. One going to this upper line and one going to the lower line equally. And then this 1.25 inch pipe goes into it about, they said about 4 to 6 feet is all. And then from there it just distributes itself. So I greatly doubt that the line itself, the liquids, will actually reach the end, because it just kind of flows and goes that way. And even they say it rarely does it go all the way to the end, but it has that, if there's a large volume, lots of people using the showers and toilets and all that sort of thing, then if there's a large volume being pumped, then it'll get that direction. So I imagine garden wise, towards this end is going to be better than towards that end. Just saying, it's going to be a little bit wetter and that whatnot. So let's have a look. Gotta go get a different screw tip, an Allen wrench, and we'll pop that lid off so we can have a look. All right, as you can see, I got the lid popped off. You can see the water comes right in here. The distribution line for the gray water comes in through here, the ball valve, and then coming straight into a T just like this. Not coming in from one end or the other, but it equally presses water out that direction and this direction. And so I can equally, best as possible, distribute the water into both lines. So quick connects, so if something had to get replaced or fixed, undo these two and then it can come apart. They're compression fittings and that sort of thing. So pretty simple, lots of room to work on inside this and whatnot. So the next phase of the septic line is Monday to get an inspection, and what they care mostly about is this distribution line, that it's the correct length, depth, and that sort of thing. It was supposed to be 18-inch trench, so from top grade to the bottom of trench 18 inches, and whatnot, with some good loam soil, which it has. So when I bought the property, that was one of the conditions, that the previous owner had to remove 18 inches of bad soil and bring in 18 inches of good loam soil, so for a certain area, and that way the water can soak into the ground versus just being on top of the clay and just going everywhere. So that's what's got to happen. We got to have an inspection, and then I'll backfill with the same soil and then make everything look pretty again.
People of YouTube, we have the whole crew here. My father and my little brother are filling in the trenches, you can see right there. My sister was getting gravel and filling in the pipes like this, and then my mother was making it flat, but they're on a little break right now, so enjoy my father.
Well, here's the finished product. Got the soil all backfilled, kind of 2 grade, got a little bit of a slope. So the post that's there right now, that's where the control panel is going to be, and as well as there's an air line for the air compressor that aerates the ATT system, and that's going to get pretty low to the ground, so it'll get cut down quite a bit, so we can put a bush or something around it to help hide it. So but that's what that's for. So you got to have an alarm control panel, and then there'll be a box out here, probably right in this area, for the compressor, and feeding air and feeding the microbes, the good bacteria, for mixing the water, aerating it to get it a little cleaner, and then go into the pump chamber and get pumped up to the drain field. So that's all that's left. I will eventually have to bring power to it, so we're digging another trench for that and whatnot. And other than that, that's a wrap.
I found it.
Welcome back again. I just wanted to show this last part of the video. I got the septic tank all backfilled. It was pretty awesome. Best Septic. I was able to, while they were here, utilize their track hoe and to reach out and backfill a lot of this. I also utilized a tractor. Thank you for my buddy Kevin Tours loaning me his tractor. That was pretty awesome. It's been great being able to use that tractor as well. But I got it all backfilled. So there's probably about 12-inch to, I don't know, give or take 20 inches of good soil that will grow some good grass over top of the septic tank here. I wanted to make sure I wasn't driving over it. Don't drive over with a tractor, especially a track hoe, to compact it. So, because you could crush the tanks. And so I was able to reach out, set it out there really good, and then I'm gonna have to just let you can hose it down with water, get it nice and saturated, and that'll really help compact itself, as well as just letting the rain and give it time, and it'll help itself compact. So a lot of this is still going to compact and go down some. Probably 2/3 of it was filled with a gravel base, so that's going to compact less than the soil was, or soil is. But it's still, I know that it's going to compact some. I could have mounded it just a little bit to help predict that, but I'm almost inclined to just let it do what it's going to do, and then I'll fill the holes later, and I think that's what is going to be best. So this pipe right here is the vent for the ATT. So this lid right here is the clarifier that's going to send constant air to the ATT system to help get that good bacteria working and breaking things down. The vent, since air is getting compressed and put into it, it's got to have that air to be able to escape, and that's what this is doing. This I'm going to cut down and get it down closer to the grass eventually. It's just, the cap's just loose on there right now. This over here is the pump chamber, filled up to the top. You can see the grade of the ground. It's kind of working out. The green box right there is an air compressor. We'll get a close-up view of that right here. So there's our air compressor, giving it lots of air, constant air to, like I said before. Here's the alarm system. So if for some reason the high water mark or the low water mark, water gets to those points, it'll kick alarm off. And they say that alarm's actually pretty loud, so we would be able to hear it on the inside of the house, is what they're saying. Eventually I'm gonna have to dig a trench to this to send power to it. Not sure exactly when I'm gonna do that. Probably at some point when I'm backfilling around the foundation, when that gets going. Or my wife, you know, she'll probably say, I don't like it there, let's put it on the inside of the house, and I might have to move that whole thing to the garage. So the main thing is that the pump was, it's got a little bit of a hum because it's always going. I'm not sure if I will want that inside the house. So they did leave a little pigtail. That's where power would go in, so I could run an extension cord over here, plug it in, and the whole thing works. I can even tie my little trailer to it and dump right into it. As long as I got power going to it from our temp power, it'll be working. So it's literally ready to be used now, and I have no house. So that's pretty awesome, as long as it's plugged in, of course. So that's about the end of it. Still got a backfill over where the drain field is and that sort of thing. So I'll get on that at this point, and that's about it. So hopefully you enjoyed this video on the septic tank, the ATT system. Hopefully you learned something, and if you got any questions, put it in the comments, and I'll try to get to them best that I can. And also hit that subscribe button. It really helps out. I really enjoy knowing that you enjoy my videos. Hit the like button if you like it, and then the little ringer, the bell. So this is the home build. I'm going to be showing videos on all the different processes. This is probably my 18th video. So if you haven't seen any of the other videos, make sure you check back. You can see me excavating for the site, digging for the driveway, power, water, gas, temp power. So if you're interested in any of those videos, check my channel, the Northwest Carpenter. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time on the home build.
Bye, adios.